Hello guys, I hope you're all doing well. In this video, we are going to look at how to study critical reasoning questions or the critical reasoning chapter for your bank PO examinations. Now, critical reasoning is included in almost every bank PO exam like SBI PO, IBPS PO, and also RBI Grade B. So if you are an aspirant for any of those examinations, then definitely you will find this video helpful. So let's get started. So before we move forward, let us look at a few things that we should know about the critical reasoning questions. So the first thing is that they are pattern based. Okay, मतलब इसका मतलब क्या है? What does it mean that they are pattern based? Whenever you have a critical reasoning question in the examination, and if you want to answer it, if you want to attempt that question, there's going to be a process. Okay, one, two, okay, three, four. You will have 4-5 steps that you have to follow for each and every critical reasoning question. Whatever the question is, आपको ये सारे steps follow करने पड़ेंगे. Step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, step number 4. Once you get to know, once you know what the pattern is, how to solve, how to approach a critical reasoning question, you can solve them with relative efficiency. And by efficiency I mean कि आप इस पे ज़्यादा वक्त बर्बाद नहीं करने वाले. You are not going to waste much time on the critical reasoning question if you know the pattern or if you know the process. But for that you must have an idea of what the pattern is about. Okay, you have to understand exactly what the pattern is, how to solve it, how to approach it, how to read the question, how to understand the options, and so on and so forth. That is exactly what we are going to look at in this video. इस वीडियो में हम यही देखने वाले हैं कि हमारा जो क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग क्वेश्चंस जो होते हैं उनको हम कैसे अप्रोच कर सकते हैं, ऐसे ऐसे सवालों का जवाब हम कैसे दे सकते हैं. ठीक है, सो दैट इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू डू. हाउएवर, लेकिन एम्बिग्यूटी मतलब क्या? डाउट, शंका. ओके, डाउट हमेशा रहता है. Now 100% accuracy is not possible. It cannot be guaranteed in case of critical reasoning questions, क्योंकि रीजनिंग में कोई डेफिनेट आंसर होता नहीं है. पहली बात तो गैस, whenever you are looking at the word reasoning, there's no definitive answer for that. एवरीबडी हैज द ओन वे ऑफ रीजनिंग, राइट? सबके सोचने का तरीका अलग होता है, सबके रीजन करने का तरीका अलग होता है, सबकी वजह अलग होती है. एवरीबडी विल हैव डिफरेंट रीजंस टू अप्रोच द सेम सिचुएशन. यू गिव एवरीबडी, यू टेक 5 people, you put them in the same situation, all of them will have different reasons for whatever they have done, for their actions. That is not however true for quantitative aptitude. मैं यहाँ पे क्या कर रहा हूँ? I'm comparing between quantitative aptitude and logical reasoning, right? Reasoning, in case of logical reasoning, it is all about your logic, and logic is not a number, or it is not a set of numbers, or it is not a word problem. It is exactly what it is: logic, reasoning, सोचने का तरीका, the way you think, the way you analyze, the way you reason. Quantitative aptitude, in that you have no doubt. Okay, there is no doubt in case of quantitative aptitude, but in case of reasoning, whether that's critical reasoning, logical reasoning, any analytical reasoning, any reasoning, there will be doubt definitely. So exam mein, in the exam, whenever you are attempting a critical reasoning question, you cannot be 100% sure that your selection is right or your answer is right. हम में से किसी को पता नहीं होता. None of us know that critical reasoning में जो भी whatever questions we solve in this topic, our answers are correct or not, we don't know exactly. Okay, but based on the information that is provided to us, we know that it is correct. Okay, so that is exactly what that is exactly what you have to focus on here. Okay, ensure that you are putting the right, you're putting the right approach. अगर आपका अप्रोच करने का तरीका सही है, if you're putting 1 2 3 4, all 4 steps are you putting, if you're putting, then definitely you have a very high chance of getting the right answer. We don't know if it is right or not, there's always doubt, but maximum cases it will be right. Okay, and the last thing is you need to practice. Obviously, practice is something that is common for each and every topic, each and every question, each and every examination, each and every discipline. Anything you name it, you have to practice, because only when you do something more, your performance will increase, right? Because you'll get faster. In the case of critical reasoning questions, you have to practice more to increase your speed of deducing information. बातों का पता लगाना, to understand, इससे ऐसा होता है. From this we can infer this, from this we can understand this, from this is implied, from this we can deduce this. Your reasoning skills, even your critical reasoning skills, will definitely improve if you practice those kind of questions. ओके सो अगर मैं आपसे कह दूं कि इसमें एम्बिग्यूटी है, डाउट है, आपके मार्क्स कट सकते हैं, आंसर सही नहीं भी हो सकता, यू माइट गेट डीमोटिवेटेड, बट प्लीज डोंट बी डीमोटिवेटेड, प्लीज डोंट बी डिस्करेज्ड. You can and you definitely can score very good marks in critical reasoning if you practice regularly. But how to practice, that is exactly what we will see in this video. तो चलिए देखते हैं. So let us look at the 4-step strategy as we call it, or even in general it's a 4-step strategy because there are step number 1, 2, 3 and 4. There are 4 steps here as you can see. So right now we were talking about 4 steps, right? We were talking about a process. Okay, so this is the process. This exactly is what we are referring to when we say the process. So whenever you have a critical reasoning question in the exam or in the practice or anywhere when you are learning, that is, you should follow step number 1, step number 2, step number 3 and step number 4. Okay, so let us understand how we can follow each step and what exactly each step is all about. Pehla step number 1, understand the question and the given information. So guys, please, those of you who have already started with critical reasoning already know this, but those who have not yet started with critical reasoning, please know that in the case of critical reasoning you will have sentences, you will not have numbers. Exactly. Okay, you will have sentences for the most part, and from those sentences you will have to select one of the 4 answer choices which make the most sense to you in the given situation or in the given scenario. Okay, so the first thing that you have to do is to understand the question. This is not a quantitative aptitude question that where you will just look at the numbers and you will see that acha ye karna hai, okay, so let us go and do that. It is not a quantitative aptitude question. In case of quantitative aptitude, if you don't read the whole question, if like for some topics like profit and loss or simple and compound interest, if you just look at the numbers and if you look at what operation is going on there, you can answer the question. Well, sometimes you can, but in case of critical reasoning, in any part of reasoning, you can never ever rush. Actually, rushing is very risky. I don't even recommend it. तो करना भी नहीं चाहिए, सही नहीं है. लेकिन जब critical reasoning की बात आती है, whenever we are talking about this topic, critical reasoning, in this case, I'm emphasizing on this topic in general. Whenever you are focusing on critical reasoning, definitely you need to understand the whole question, क्योंकि if you don't understand what the question is, सवाल क्या है, तो आप अपना दिमाग कैसे लगा सकते हो? How can you apply your thinking, your logic, your reasoning, your brain, your whatever, if you don't understand what you have to answer? That's the first thing. And the given information. Now, in critical reasoning, you will have a lot of useless information. That is because they are trying to confuse you. They are trying to make you they are trying to make you get confused in your own thoughts. When you are thinking, when you are reading, at that time your mind is processing information, right? आपका दिमाग उस टाइम क्या कर रहा है? It is processing information, correct? But if you are reading too much, or if you're reading every single statement and if you're processing that information, means you will be confused. You will not know what to pick and what to leave. So understand each sentence, what is it saying? Maybe it is relevant, maybe it is not relevant. हमारे लिए जरूरी है, हमारे लिए जरूरी नहीं है, वो बाद में देखा जाएगा. अभी बस इतना समझिए कि सवाल क्या है और इंफॉर्मेशन जो दिया है उसका मतलब क्या है, उसका अर्थ क्या है, उसका मीनिंग क्या है. That's it for your step number 1. आपने ये कर लिया, ठीक है, very good. Next we have the step number 2. So let us go to that. Break down the statement to pick up the various bits of information such as facts, assumptions, implications, actions. Actions को हम course of action भी कह सकते हैं, COA. Okay, so confuse मत होइए please, बात एक ही है. Now, जब भी मैंने आपसे कहा स्टेप नंबर 1 में there is going to be a lot of information, बहुत सारा information होने वाला है. What did I mean? मैंने यही मीन किया कि I meant this, that you will have relevant information and you will also have irrelevant information. जरूरी चीजें भी होंगी, फालतू की चीजें भी होगी. फालतू की चीजों को फेंक दो. But how will you know what is important and what is not important? For that you need to classify, right? आपको segregate करना पड़ेगा, आपको अलग अलग करना पड़ेगा. देखिए कि what is a fact. Fact क्या होता है? Fact is anything that has been proven, that is known. सबको पता है, ये सही है. Like what? Like Earth has gravity, right? Gravity pulls all of us down. ठीक है? That is one. Second is sun rises from the east. Another fact. Everybody knows this. Correct? So those things, those facts you have to segregate. Question में facts क्या है, आपको segregate करके रखना पड़ेगा, पहली बात. दूसरी बात, the assumptions. When we talk about assumptions, it is basically anything that you suppose, you are supposedly thinking, or it is supposed to be true. आपको लगता है, मुझे ऐसा लगा, that is an assumption. मैंने assume किया. In the question, you will have facts, you will also have assumptions. It can be true, it can be, it might be, might not be, but I'm assuming, I'm hoping, I'm thinking, I am reasoning, I'm analyzing that it is true. That is exactly an assumption. Okay, so you are thinking, ab dimag laga rahe ho, matlab not you, not exactly you, but in the question someone is thinking and they are assuming that something is true or something is false, depending on the question. Third is implication. Implication is basically something that is indirect. Okay, anything that is indirect is an implication. Whatever you have, any indirect meaning is an implication. What does this imply? What does the situation imply? मतलब situation का अर्थ क्या है, hidden meaning क्या है? That is exactly an implication. Okay, then you have the actions. Actions जैसे कि, as I said before, they are the course of action, as you understand. Okay, so whatever actions are very easy to spot in critical reasoning questions. If you just look at them, then definitely you will know for it. All the other three, however, they are a bit complicated, so please understand that you have to segregate the information. Also, there is something called inferences. Inferences is the same, is more or less a little bit same to the implications. Okay, implications is what it means for you, and inference is what you can deduce from it, what you can understand from it. In either case, it's an indirect thing only, so that is why I've not included it here. But those four factors must be segregated. If you don't segregate them, you will be confused. Third, identify what information is being asked by the question, and this time you should refer to those four. Okay, all those four, the facts, assumptions, implications, actions, सारे चीजों को आपको रेफर करके देखना है कि इन चारों कैटेगरीज में से कौन सा इंफॉर्मेशन हमें सवाल में देना है. What information do we need to answer the question? What information is being asked by the question? Question आपसे क्या मांग रहा है, कौन सी जानकारी मांग रहा है, which information is being asked for by the question. Okay, so that is exactly what you have to look for. Based on this information, अगर आप शुरू में देखोगे तो definitely you'll be confused, क्योंकि you don't even know what is a fact, what is an assumption, what is an implication, what is an action. You will not know this. So that is why I'm saying first you break it down. Okay, break it down into the various categories, then you look at what is needed. क्योंकि अभी ढूंढने में तो कम टाइम लगेगा ना. Now at least you will not waste that much time in looking for it. Correct. And lastly, once you have identified what information is being asked for the question, eliminate the answer choices one by one to come to the right one. Now, why am I telling you eliminate? Because remember this, guys, logical reasoning does not have a direct answer. It doesn't have a direct answer. Logical reasoning के किसी भी एरिया में आप देख लो, you will not find a direct answer. Definite answer आपको नहीं मिलेगा. You will only have the best estimates. Okay, because everybody thinks differently, ना. Everybody approaches the same thing differently. हर किसी की logic अलग होती है. When we say उसकी logic मुझे समझ में नहीं आती, I don't understand his logic, it is because his logic is different than my logic. So same thing for critical reasoning also. Everybody's reasoning is different. What is correct, what is wrong, we don't exactly know. But why are we saying eliminate? Eliminate means whatever is not relevant, whatever is not related, that you eliminate. Okay, so when you eliminate all the choices or options one by one, whatever you left with will be the right option. That's it. So let us just look at each step in some detail. Right now we just went through an overview, so let us focus on each one individually. The first step is, as I said, to understand the question and the given information. जो भी information है, you have to understand it properly. Statement must be read before any further action is taken. जब भी आपको, whenever you get the exam paper in your hand or in the exam screen when it starts, and when you get to the critical reasoning question, please make sure that you read the whole question one time properly. जल्दी पर पढ़ लीजिए. Just have a look quickly and see what information is given. If you do not understand, if you are not sure, if there's uncertainty of understanding, further action is ill advised. हम आपको कहते हैं कि अगर आपको ये सवाल समझ में ना आए तो प्लीज इसको अटेम्प्ट मत कीजिए definitely, because you will get the wrong answer in 99.999% of the cases. Okay, so here if you understand the question only, then you move forward, otherwise you leave the question, because critical reasoning can make or break your results depending on whether you have understood it or not. And also you know for a fact that there is negative marking, and also you know for a fact that for critical reasoning there is no definitive answer. ऐसा भी नहीं कि किसी कहीं से we take a calculation and we make the computation and then we round it off and get the answer, ऐसा भी नहीं है. So please make sure that you read the statement, understand the question, and if you are 100% thorough, only then you go with the only then you proceed with the question, with the answering, that is. Also, let's assume that you have understood the question. What do you do next? You try to think about the possible as well as the probable assumptions, outcomes, conclusions to the case. जब भी आपने, the moment you start reading, the moment you have started reading and understanding the question, you should start thinking about the assumptions, the outcomes, the conclusions. Why? Because अगर आपको याद है, this is exactly what we are going to look at in our step number 2, right? This is what we just said. We will be trying to segregate the information. Outcome क्या है? Okay, conclusion क्या है? Both are the same word anyway, but well, here you have to see what each word is. Okay, what is an assumption here? What is an outcome? What is the conclusion? What can you conclude? What is the result? All those things you have to start thinking about the case. Case is basically the question, nothing else. Okay, whatever question you have, that is the case. So you have to start thinking mentally about how to segregate the information. Then just now we said what? You have to start thinking about the assumptions, conclusions, results, consequences, whatever, right? We just said that. अभी हमने कहा क्यों? Because our step 2 is exactly that. Okay, हमारे step 2 में we have to break down the information. Breakdown means what? Breakdown means that we are separating it. ये है, वो ये है, ये है, ऐसा. Anyway, so this is what we are doing. Now identify what is a fact. So either supported by data or it is known to be an established truth. Now what is an established truth? Established truth is water is colorless, sun rises in the east. Those are established truth. इसके लिए कोई proof देने की जरूरत नहीं है, सबको पता है, right? And or if it is not an established truth, then it must be supported by data. Which data, sir? Sir, data that is in the case. Okay, whatever is in the case, that is exactly your only source of information. You cannot go anywhere else. So first start by identifying what is a fact. Single out the information. You will get whatever sheet you get, in that you write fact is this, assumption is this, inference is this, outcome is this, conclusion is this, premise is this, and so on and so forth. You write. Okay, so start by identifying the facts. Why are we saying identify the facts? Because the facts are the easiest to identify. जब आप क्वेश्चन पढ़ोगे ना, आपको फैक्ट सबसे जल्दी दिखाई देगा, सबसे जल्दी समझ में आएगा आपको. बाकी की चीजें बाद में, सबसे जो easiest है उसको पहले आप लोग उसको तो लिख दीजिए. First start by writing whatever is the simplest, then you go to the more complicated ones. Single out the premises. Okay, happenings before an argument. मतलब anytime you make an argument in the you make an argument for any case, you are doing it on some premise. किसी चीज के ऊपर dependent होके, anything on which your argument is dependent on, that is a premise. In the exam, whenever you are reading and when you see that there is an argument, the question में एक argument है, you need to see on what premise, okay, on what basis is that argument being made. So that is exactly a premise. So please ensure that you highlight or single out the premise as well. Then you have the inferences. Derived meaning. Derived meaning matlab that you can understand indirectly, like I said, right? Implication and inferences and all that. That is your inference. That is your indirect meanings, your derived meanings. Followed by your actions or course of actions, which are also very easy to identify. Okay, and lastly you go for the assumptions, which is supposed to be true, valid, reasonable. Like I said, assumptions हमें लगता है, we assume. Okay, so all of those things, all those 4 factors you need to categorize in your exam question whenever you're answering. Step number 3, we have the information, right? We have categorized into 4 to 5 parts, right? अभी हमने किया, that's what we did in step 2, right? Okay, so now we can see what is asked in the question. पहले हमारे पास information नहीं था, हमारे पास सिर्फ क्या था? Confusion थी वहां पे. अभी there's no confusion, there is only information. That is classified, that is segregated, that is differentiated information, categorized information, right? So now we can identify what does the question ask. Okay, we took the information, we broke it down into bits, we separated it. Now we will look at what the question is asking from us, and then we will provide the same to the question and we will get the correct answer. So firstly you understand that there is redundant information. जैसे कि मैंने कहा था आपसे guys, बहुत सारा फालतू information होने वाला है. So please don't focus on that. Whatever you think is not, whatever you think is cutting off your flow, पढ़ने के flow को cut कर रहा है. एक statement कहीं से भी आ गया, पता नहीं कहाँ से आ गया. And that is breaking your thought process. You are reading, and all of a sudden you get a question, sorry, you get a statement or a word which completely has nothing to do with anything in that question. So that is definitely meant to confuse you. That is redundant. It is irrelevant. It is useless. So when you know what is redundant information in the question, you avoid it. अभी सर आप पूछेंगे सर how to know which is redundant and which is not redundant. Sir, the answer is practice. You need to practice. So there's no other way you can understand कि कौन सा redundant है, कौन सा redundant नहीं है. For that you have to practice, और कुछ हो नहीं सकता. Then identify precisely what information is being asked for. This can be improved by practice, of course, definitely. अभी आपने if you have categorized the information, आपने information को categorize कर दिया, categories में आपने divide कर दिया है. So what exactly do you do next? You see precisely, exactly, मतलब आपके पास जो information है, उसमें से आपको क्या निकाल के देना है क्वेश्चन में. That is exactly what you have to see. Okay, that is exactly what we are looking at. What information is being asked for, and then you select whatever piece of information. Okay, classified from step 2. यहाँ से आपको देखना है कि अगर आपको पता चल गया, if you find out what information is being asked for, then definitely you have already answered the question correctly. आप जीत चुके हो, you have won, because you know what information to give and you know that you have that information as well. Okay, so whatever piece of information is asked, which you have classified from step 2. Step 2 is which one? Step 2 is your previous step, जहाँ पे आपने 4-5 categories में आपने divide किया, facts, assumptions, inferences, outcomes, जो भी है. Okay, all that you did. Now you take whatever supports or opposes as needed and as asked in the question. You have the information. Yes, we have the information. You know what is asked. Yes, we know what is asked. Okay, then that's it. You take out the answer. You take out that information and you plug it in the question, and your answer is given, and your question is answered. Lastly, you have to eliminate the answer choices. Now guys, this should not be very difficult, by the way. This ये जो step है ना, step number 4 should not be difficult. Step number 2 और 3 सबसे ज्यादा difficult होने वाला है. 2 and 3 will be the most difficult 2 steps out of the 4. First step is not that hard. Fourth step is not that hard, but first, the second and third steps will definitely be very hard if you don't practice. That is, अगर आपको hard वो नहीं करना है, अगर आपको hard नहीं चाहिए, so please practice कीजिए. You will find it hard 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, 5 time, 6 time, 10 time. You will find it, but 11 time definitely you will not find it hard. Okay, अगर आप प्रैक्टिस करते रहते हो, एक टाइम आएगा जबकि आप you will be solving all the critical reasoning questions in very less time, and you will be answering all of them in the correct manner. In the correct manner means all the 4 steps you will be doing it. Okay, so what do we do here? We eliminate the answer choices options by one to come to the right one. Now as I said, you know what is the required information. आपको पता है कि क्या information चाहिए. Okay, you already know that. So what can you do? Then definitely you can eliminate the options which are not relevant, because if you know what is required, you will also know what is useless, right? You will know this, क्योंकि अगर आपको पता है कि क्या required है, तो definitely आपको ये भी पता होगा कि क्या required नहीं है. Correct? So that is why you start with the elimination process. And why elimination process, guys? Eliminate क्यों करना directly, क्यों नहीं jump क्यों नहीं करना? Because we don't know what is the actual answer. We don't know. Okay, critical reasoning does not have an exact answer. It only has the most suitable or best estimate or best guess answer. That is why we are eliminating, to remove the information that is not relevant. Okay, that's it. And then you need to ensure that you have a valid logic or reason for elimination of each answer option, such as it being relevant to the information asked. जैसे कि मैंने आपसे कहा eliminate करना है, तो eliminate हमें आंख बंद करके नहीं करना है. ठीक है, eliminate हमें करना है सोच समझ के करना है. You should have a proper valid reason for why you are eliminating. आपके पास क्या लॉजिक है, क्या रैशनल क्या है आपका, क्यों eliminate कर रहे हो? दिखने में अच्छा नहीं है इसलिए तो eliminate नहीं कर सकते. Eliminate सिर्फ तभी कर सकते हैं if it is irrelevant. अगर जो information asked, what is the information that they have asked, अगर आंसर चॉइस का उससे कुछ ताल्लुक नहीं है, if it has no relation to that, only then you can eliminate, right? So please keep those two things in mind. वैसे तो all those things are really common sense, but the problem is when you go in the exam hall, our common sense goes out of the window. It happens to all of us. Most of the students will have faced this. They will make silly mistakes. They will not even realize, and after coming out from the exam hall, they will be very depressed that how could I make this mistake. No, you can make this mistake in exam hall. एग्जाम हॉल में अच्छों का दिमाग खराब हो जाता है. सो it is nothing to be worried about. If you practice, then definitely you can make it. Critical reasoning, guys, is not the easiest, but if you practice, then definitely you can score very well in it. Okay, so that's all, guys, for the critical reasoning questions. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like, share and subscribe to the All Aboard channel for more such videos. Meanwhile, keep practicing, keep learning, do not stop, and success will be yours. Thank you.